The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. We are tracking some showers as we kickstart your weekend with the potential of a few thunderstorms, so definitely keep it here. We'll talk about that, guys, in just a bit.
To send that message, how important it is to our national security. There are very serious penalties.
And coming up this morning on DC News Now, facing a judge after the biggest classified documents leak in a decade. That 21-year-old suspect has had his first day in court. The burning questions this is raising about our nation's security. Plus, scrambling to find childcare. A daycare shuts its doors as one of its former employees faces child abuse charges. Why parents say this decision is actually hurting local families. And later, another push for fire safety. Montgomery County is encouraging locals to install sprinklers in their homes. How you can financially benefit from adding this key feature where you live. Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. We are taking a live look outside at the White House, which looks quite picturesque in that picture. But it's not so pretty outside today, I'll tell you that much. Thank you so much for joining us. And by us, I mean Brittany Ward and I'm Tosa Fakile. We'll get to your top stories in just a few minutes. But first, Brittany is here to tell you there is a lot of weather activity today, so be prepared. What they need to know, Brittany.
Yeah, we are going to be dealing with rain, and some thunderstorms. So make sure you pack your rain gear when you are stepping out the door today. Don't worry, it's not going to be a complete washout. It's all thanks to this weak low pressure slowly moving its way through our area, on and off again, scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's what we're going to be dealing with as we head through your Saturday. Still holding on to a few showers as you head further off to the north and your west. We did get some heavier downpours there in Hancock earlier this morning, but that system slowly moving its way out of Hancock, hitting into Pennsylvania. So overall, most of us are dry, especially when you head over to that I-95 corridor. But as we head into the next hour or so, that's when we start to see things change. Temperature-wise, we are fairly warm, 66 in D.C., 61 as you head over there to Martinsburg and Winchester. You factor in those dew points, though, it is very muggy when you are stepping out the door, so just be mindful of that. You could head out with some shorts or a t-shirt, but definitely want to make sure you have that umbrella on hand. So definitely keep it here. We'll talk more about that in just a bit.
Looking forward to that, Brittany. Thank you. Well, developing now, the 21-year-old National Guardsman accused of stealing and leaking Pentagon documents just had his first day in court. The feds say he's facing extremely serious charges. Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon explains.
One thing we've learned through the court documents is that authorities were able to track that suspect thanks to billing records from the social media website he was using. 21-year-old Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira was in court Friday. Teixeira was arraigned facing charges under the Espionage Act.
There are very serious penalties associated with that.
Authorities say Teixeira was the leader of the private chat group where the military documents were first leaked in December. The Justice Department says it will seek the most serious consequences.
We intend to send that message, how important it is to our national security.
Court documents reveal that before his arrest, Teixeira tried to find out if authorities were onto him by searching the word leak in a classified system.
This individual and any of his accomplices need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. They betrayed the confidence of their country.
Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss says that besides holding the leaker accountable, the Pentagon needs to answer some serious questions
about why it is that a junior enlisted Air National Guardsman has need-to-know access to highly sensitive documentation about Ukrainian war plans.
Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed says he expects a review of how people gain security clearance.
What is hard to capture is someone who either later changes their mind about the importance of secrecy or someone who's deliberately concealing information.
The judge in this case ordered Teixeira to remain in custody until his next hearing, which is set for Wednesday. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
New this morning, Fairfax County Police have arrested a teacher at James Madison High School. She's accused of taking indecent liberties with a student. School officials say that student disclosed their inappropriate relationship with the learning disabilities teacher, Aaliyah Karadman. That teacher is currently being held without bond Parents are encouraged to contact police if they have any information relating to this case. And Arlington County Police are searching for a potential serial attacker. These comes after 2 women said somebody sexually assaulted them in their homes within 10 days of each other. 2 weeks ago, police received a call about an attempted rape in Ballston. The second assault happened earlier this week in Clarendon. Officials tell us they're in the process of looking at surveillance images and interviewing witnesses.
This is unusual that we have incidents like this, but we want the public to know that we take these cases very seriously. We are deploying significant resources toward these, in addition to speaking with witnesses, collecting evidence on scene. We are conducting extra patrols in the area.
And if you have any surveillance cameras in those areas, police want to hear from you. And if you notice anyone suspicious in your building, call police. We have new details this morning in the case of the Oxen Hill daycare child abuse. The state of Maryland has shut down that daycare center. The center is where an employee was recently accused of recording herself abusing children. And without that daycare, parents are now scrambling to find care for their kids. Parents at that center were given less than 24 hours warning to find an alternative. Now, one mother who's brought her kids to that center for 3 years spoke to our Yamari Sase, and she says she's upset at the short notice warning, but also the inconvenience that'll follow.
We work, so to be given not 24 hours to tell you that you need to find childcare elsewhere, reliable and trustworthy childcare, is frustrating.
Sabrina Dixon was outraged when she was given this letter after picking up her children on Thursday. According to the letter from Maryland Office of Child Care, Oxen Hill Center for Early Learning is placed on an emergency suspension immediately for non-compliances.
Parents might not be able to work. Parents might have to stay home. In this day and age, is hard. So you need reliable child care, and this was reliable child care for us.
This comes after prosecutors say a former employee recorded herself physically abusing 2 students. She was arrested and is being held without bond.
I am heartbroken at what happened to the babies. It's no excuse for what happened to the babies at all. Under no circumstances does a child in daycare or out of daycare deserve to be abused.
Dixon tells me the employee's actions should not represent the daycare.
I'm heartbroken about what's happening to the center because I don't feel like it's a reflection of who the center is. This one individual is a reflection of who they are and what they've built.
And now she's forced to leave a daycare she trusts and loves.
I've been searching and I have not found anything. That is frustrating, but I do want people to know that this is a safe space, and I think that they need to open back up Monday morning.
Now, it is unclear how long that daycare will remain closed. As for the parents, they were given a list of alternative daycares around the area to give a try. We have new details this morning out of Richmond, Virginia. We've learned the reports on how inmate Irva Otieno died do exist, but are being withheld. The 28-year-old died in the custody of an Henrico Sheriff's Department. He was being transferred to the hospital in mental distress. Our sister station in Richmond filed a request for Otieno's medical reports. Their request was denied.
It's kind of hard to make predictions because until you actually know what the evidence is, you can't.
What's the difference in asphyxiation and suffocation? Were there any blows being administered that we can't see?
The defendants are due back in court in the coming weeks. Some new pictures for you this morning. Montgomery County officials releasing these photos of a car fire in Silver Spring. This happened on the 4th floor of the Cameron Street parking garage. The cause of the fire is currently unknown, though officials believe it was a mechanical issue. No one was injured in this fire. The damages to that vehicle were extensive. And we are still in Montgomery County this morning. Fire officials there reminding you about an incentive to keeping your home safe. The county is offering a property tax credit for installing a fire sprinkler system. Now, this reminder comes after 25-year-old Melanie Diaz died in an apartment building fire in Silver Spring in February. The apartment, Arrive Silver Spring, did not have fire sprinklers or fire extinguishers. Sprinklers were not required when the building was constructed over 50 years ago. Maryland will require all buildings to have sprinklers in them by January 1st, 2033, regardless of when the building was built. Now, that property tax credit applies to any detached single-family residence, any attached residence, or any multifamily building where a fire sprinkler system was not legally required to be installed. Now, you must apply for that tax credit in the year you have the sprinkler system installed, and the tax credit cannot be more than the total cost of installation or 50% of the county property tax that applies to that building, whichever option is cheaper.